Hey guys, we're going to work on simplifying some radicals. You'll need to know how to do this for when you are working with Pythagorean theorem and doing the special right triangles. So this is kind of an algebra review. So let's just look at the top of your chart. These are the perfect squares that we already know. So the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9, so the square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 36 is 6. We'll go ahead and pause the video and finish the rest of them. Okay, go ahead and check your work on the roots of perfect squares, the top box. It's okay if you didn't do the variable ones. I'm going to show you how to do those next. So for the variable ones, an even exponent will divide by 2. So there's a little 2 here that is never written. When you have the square root, it's written there for cube roots and fourth roots and fifth roots, but for a square root, it's just assume that it's a 2. So all you have to do is divide 4 by 2. So x to the 4th, the square root of x to the 4th is going to equal x squared. If there were a 2 here, which there is, but it's imaginary, you're not going to really see it written. The square root of x to the 6th would be whatever 6 divided by 2 is. So that's going to be x cubed. So when you're trying to simplify radicals that have variables raised to an exponent, you want to try and get the exponent to be an even number so you can divide it by 2. So when we're trying to simplify common roots of non-perfect squares, we want to find the perfect squares that are in these numbers under the radical. So this first one is a little bit easy. The square root of 8, we're not going to be using calculators or finding decimal answers. We're going to just be simplifying that radical. So the two numbers that multiply to get 8, one of which is a perfect square, is the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. So the square root of 4 is 2, so you simplify that part, and then you leave the root 2. You don't do anything with that because it's not a perfect square, so this would be your final answer. So let's look at the next one. We have the square root of 12. So this one is going to be the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. So the square root of 4 is 2, and then the root 3 will not simplify. So you have 2 root 3 is your answer. You might be wondering, why didn't I use 6 times 2? So 6 times 2 does multiply to get 12, but neither of these numbers are a perfect square from your chart above. So you want to be looking for perfect squares that are from your chart above. So look at the square root of 18. The perfect square that goes with that one is going to be the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. So the square root of 9 is 3. So this one would be 3 root 2. Okay, let's move to the square root of 20. This one would be the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. So the square root of 4 is 2. So this one would be 2 root 5. For the square root of 24, I know this one would be the square root of 4 times the square root of 6. The square root of 4 is 2, and the root 6 does not simplify, so we have 2 root 6 as your final answer. For the next one, the square root of 27, that one would be the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. So the square root of 9 is 3, so this would be 3 root 3 for your answer because the square root of 3 does not simplify. Why don't you go ahead and try the next couple on your own, and then as we get into some bigger numbers, I can give you another strategy to help you figure those out. Okay, go ahead and check your work. I only did the next row. I wanted to stop and do the square root of 48 another way because this one's not super obvious. So say you don't know that 16 goes into 48 because 16 is the largest perfect square. we can use a factor tree and go with factors that you do know. So factors of 48 would be 6 times 8. Factors of 6 would be 2 times 3. These are prime, so I'm going to circle them so I know that I'm done. Then factors of 8 would be 2 times 4. Circle that 2. And then factors of 4 would be 2 times 2. So we have all of our prime factors. So because we're doing the square root, we want to look for pairs of numbers. So this will definitely help you with the larger ones. So I have a pair right here. So that pair, if you have a pair of numbers, that means a 2 is going to come out. So that 2 is going to come to the front. And then we have another pair right here. So that's going to come to the front. And then you'll notice that we have this 3 left. When you have that 3 left and then there's no pair, that's the number that's going to remain under the radical. So then 2 times 2 is 4, and then you have the root 3, which is what you got originally if you did not know that it was 16 times 3. So this strategy will work for larger numbers. If you have, say, like 108, you were trying to simplify the square root of 108. If you didn't know the perfect square factors, you know that it's an even number, so you can start with dividing by 2. So let's continue to do the next row. Go ahead and do it on your own, and then unpause the video to check your work. Okay, hopefully you can use what I've done there to check your work. I wanted to go over root 68 with you because this one's not an obvious one either. So let's use that strategy that I just showed you before. So we have the square root of 68, and let's say I don't know what perfect squares go into 68, but I know that 68 is an even number. So because it's an even number, I can do 68 divided by 2. And that's going to be 2 times 34. And then there is another prime number. And then 34 is going to be 2 times 17. And those are prime numbers. So remember, we're looking for pairs of numbers. So I have a pair of 2s. That's going to come to the front. And then the 17 is not a perfect square. So then that would stay under the radical. So 68, or the square root of 68 would be 2 root 17. Go ahead and try the rest of this row, and then unpause the video, or pause the video, do the rest of the problems, and then unpause the video to check your work. Okay, so check your work on the ones that we've already done. I'm going to take you through 108 doing the longer way, because again, you might not know factors of 108. I know I don't know those off the top of my head. I would definitely need a calculator to like plug some numbers in. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we're going to do the square root of 108. I know it's an even number, so I can divide by 2. So 108 divided by 2 would be 2 times 54. So that's a prime number. And then 54 would be 9 times 6. 9 would be 3 times 3, so we have prime numbers here. And the 6 would be 2 times 3, prime numbers here. So now we're going to do pairs of numbers. So I have 2 3s right here. So that means I'm going to have a 3 in the front. And then I have a 2 here and a 2 on the bottom. So that's going to bring out another 2. And then what I have left is just 1 3 that's not accounted for. So because it doesn't have a pair, that's the one that's going to be underneath the radical. So that would be radical 3. And then just multiply the 3 and the 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then you have 6 root 3 for 108, the square root of 108. Go ahead and finish the rest and then stop when you get to the variables. Okay, so now we're in a place where we have variables that, remember up above, we wanted to rewrite the exponent under the radical as an even number. So this means I could break that 3 up into 2 plus 3. So I have the square root of x squared times the square root of x. Remember, there's a little 1 there, but really nobody's going to write that. So then the square root of x squared is just x. And then I have the square root of x still left, and that does not simplify. So this one would be your final answer, x root x. Root x to the 5th, we can break that 5 up. So we have x to the 4th times the square root of x. So that would total x to the 5th. And then we have an even exponent on the x to the 4th. So we divide 4 by 2. That's going to give me x squared. And then the x to the 1 doesn't simplify. So we have x squared root x as your final answer. Go ahead and try the next 3 to see if you can get them on your own. Okay, so take a look at the answers I have. For the square root of x to the 7th, I got x cubed root x. For x, the square root of x to the 9th, I got x to the 4th root x. And then for the square root of x to the 11th, I got x to the 5th root x. So if you took the time to do this sheet, it's definitely going to be a great resource for you as you can use it throughout the rest of the lessons as a cheat sheet to look back, so you don't always have to keep simplifying the radicals. These are going to be a lot of the common ones you're going to see, so just refer back to this one so you can just get the answer real quick.